Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Alright, are you ready for today's lesson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but before we will proceed to our discussion, I want you all first to read our objectives. Our objectives are at the end of the lesson. The students should be able to, first,
Know the rules of the participants in volleyball. B. Value the importance of knowing the role of each of the participants in volleyball. And C. Demonstrate the different roles of each of the participant in volleyball.
So these objectives will serve as our guide in learning the lesson that we are going to discuss today. So are the objectives now clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So before anything else, I want you all to know our classroom agreements first. So the first agreement is listen attentively. Next, raise your right hand if you want to answer. And lastly, participate and cooperate in every activity. Are our classroom agreements now clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I am expecting all of you to observe always our classroom agreements. Okay, so our lesson for today is all about the participants in volleyball. Okay, kindly read a brief definition of volleyball. Yes, Miss Patalan.
Volleyball, game played by two teams, usually of 6 players on a side, in which the players use their hands to bat a ball back and forth over a high net, trying to make the ball touch the court within the opponent's playing area before it can be returned. To prevent this, a player on the opposing team bats the ball up and toward a teammate before it touches the court surface. That teammate may then volley it back across the net or bat it to a third teammate who volleys it across the net. A team is allowed only 3 touches of the ball before it must be returned over the net.
Okay, so basically, volleyball has 6 players who will play in a game. But in a match, a team may consist of 12 players plus the coaching staff and medical staff. So the location of the team is located beside the scorer's table outside the free zone. So the players not in play should either sit on their team bench or be in the warm-up area. The coach and other team members sit on the bench but may temporarily leave it. Okay, so there is standard equipment used by volleyball players as they play in a game. Okay, can you name all of those? Yes? Miss Inario?
So, a player's equipment consists of a jersey, shorts, socks, the uniform, and sports shoes.
Yes, very good, Miss Inario. The color and the design for the jerseys, shorts, and socks must be uniform for the team except for the libero. The uniforms must be clean. The shoes must be light and pliable with rubber or composite soles without heels. Okay, so team leaders are both captains and coaches that are responsible for the conduct and discipline of their team members. Okay, so this time I will group you into 3 and you will be given a topic for you to discuss in front of the class. Okay, let's start counting from here. Start.
1, 2,
3.
1.
Okay, alright. So group 1 will be discussing the topic about the captain. Group 2 will be assigned to discuss the topic about the coach. And group 3 will be discussing the topic about assistant coaches. So I have here the handouts to serve as your guide in reporting. I will give you 10 minutes to prepare. You may start now. I think you are now ready for the reporting. Okay, let's start with the group 1.
Good morning, everyone. I am the representative of Group 1 and I am going to report about the topic of captain. Captain. Prior to the match, the team captain signs the score sheet and represents his or her team in the toss. During the match and while on the court, the team captain is the game captain. When the team captain is not on the court, the coach or the team captain must assign another player on the court, but not the libero, to assume the role of game captain. This game captain maintains his or her responsibilities until he or she is substituted or the team captain returns to play or the set ends. When the ball is out of the play, only the game captain is authorized to speak to the referees to ask for an explanation on the application or interpretation of the rules and also to submit the requests or questions of his or her teammates. If the game captain does not agree with the explanation of the first referee, he or she may choose to protest against such decision and immediately indicates to the first referee that he or she reserves the right to record an official protest on the score sheet at the end of the match, to ask authorization to change all or part of the equipment, to verify the positions of the teams, to check the floor, the net, the ball, etc. In the absence of the coach, to request timeouts and substitutions. At the end of the match, the team captain thanks the referees and signs the score sheet to ratify the result. May, when it has been notified in due time to the first referee, confirm and record on a score sheet an official protest regarding the referee's application or interpretation of the rules.
Alright, thank you so much, Group 1. Let's give a hand for the Group 1. Okay, so team captain has the highest rank among the team, yet has the biggest responsibility among other players. That is why it is important that the team captain has the personality that a team captain should have. Alright, so let's proceed to the Group 2.
Good morning, everyone. So we are the Group 2 and we are going to report the topic about the coach. Coach. Throughout the match, the coach conducts the play of his or her team from the outside of the playing court. He or she selects the starting lineups, the substitutes, and takes timeouts. In these functions, his or her contacting official is the second referee. Prior to the match, the coach records or checks the names and numbers of his or her players on the score sheet team roster and then signs it. During the match, the coach, prior to each set, gives the second referee or the scorer the line-up sheets duly filled in and signed, sits on the team bench nearest to the scorer but may leave it, requests timeouts and substitutions, may as well as other team members give instruction to the players on the court. The coach may give these instructions while standing or walking within the free zone in front of his or her team's bench from the extension of the attack line-up to the warm-up area, without disturbing or delaying the match.
Okay, excellent Group 2. Let's give a hand to Group 2. So the coach is a valuable professional whose job description is to improve the level of the team and all the individual players that comprise the team. Okay, that will ultimately be the best way the coach will help a player realize her goals of playing collegiate volleyball. Okay, let's move on to the last group, the Group 3.
Assistant coach. The assistant coach sits on the team bench but has no right to intervene in the match. Should the coach have left his or her team for any reason, including sanction, but excluding entering the court as a player, an assistant coach may assume that the coach functioned for the duration of the absence once confirmed to the referee by the game captain.
Okay, great job, Group 3. Let's clap our hands for Group 3. Okay, so assistant volleyball coaches are responsible for supporting the head coach in managing a volleyball team. Their duties include demonstrating game strategies, running drills, strength training, nutrition advice, and weight training. Okay, so that ends our discussion for today's lesson. I hope you have learned everything about the facilities and equipment in volleyball, so that soon, if you will be given a chance to join a volleyball team, you can be able to easily cope up with the environment. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for participating in our class today. Goodbye, class.
Goodbye, ma'am.